So the common problem with people who are trying to get into crypto is when they finally figure out how to use a wallet, they immediately have to worry about their 12 or 24 word seed phrase. Here we have an example of a 24-word seed phrase. One of the common suggestions is to write your 24 words on multiple paper copies. What problems could we think about if we use this method? Well, one is the fact that it's out in the open, right? Anybody can read this if they take the piece of paper. The other thing is that the paper can get damaged. Another or similar suggestion is to etch the seed phrase, the words, on a metal card, which again is better than paper, but again the words are out in the open. I want to suggest a different approach. Here is a laptop representing a computer. So first things, don't do anything on your phone that's crypto related. Use a computer. With a computer, you have to log in with a password. And if you are regularly using your computer and you're regularly logging in, there is no reason for you to ever write down your password to log in because you're always using your computer and that commits the password to memory. The next part of the strategy involves using multiple USB sticks. We're going to create something and we're going to save multiple copies. So these USB sticks would be the equivalent of, they would represent multiple paper copies, but instead you electronically save it on multiple USB sticks. The next step in the strategy is to create a password protected encrypted zip file. The strategy that I've shown the different parts of, I'm going to now explain the sequence. Since you are regularly logging in to your computer, you know your password by heart, right? You don't ever have to write this password down. Then you can take a USB stick, multiple copies of it, and when you create your password encrypted zip file, you store that zip file in the USB stick. So you create it using the computer, we'll get to that. You save it away in the USB stick and you save multiple copies. And what I'm suggesting is you take your computer password that you use to log in and you never use this password as an online password for any online activity, any online account. This password only exists to log in to your computer. You take that same password and append to it something else that you'll remember. So here we have the computer login password. Here's the same computer login password with a .2 after it to indicate that that's for the zip file. And so you don't ever have to remember this either because you just know that you appended it to the computer password. Now, as an extra step in the sequence, and you don't have to do this, but it's a very good suggestion, I think it gives you another layer of protection, is that you create, first of all, you figure out, you learn how, because I'm not going to cover that in this video, you learn how to encrypt a USB stick with a password. And then, so you take the encrypted zip file with the seed phrase, right, saved inside an encrypted USB stick. And so the idea is that they all relate to your computer password, but they have something appended to them, something that you'll remember. So you have the base computer password, you have the USB stick password, and then once that's open and available to view within when you're on the computer, then you see the zip file and you know to use the zip file password, which is the same thing with its own addition. You might be thinking, all right, that's all well and good, but I have no idea how to create a password protected encrypted zip file. So what I've done is I have created a single file. It's an HTML file. It can be run locally on your computer. Once you download it, it runs totally offline. As it says right here, this tool lets you generate a password protected zip file entirely in your browser. No data is uploaded. Your settings are saved locally. So let's give it a file name. So let's call it my file. All right. And let's do view. See, can we view? Nope. Yeah, there we go. My password. There we go. And if you don't select this, it's going to force you to make it 22 characters, which is a suggestion. I'm suggesting you make a password 22 characters. But remember, that means that your login computer password has to be long as well. So for if you don't want to do that, don't do that. So we'll do this. Right here, you would enter your seed phrase. So these are all the different words, right, that make up the seed phrase. And then it'll create it. It says file name must be at least 8 characters long. Okay, so let's go back up here. My file name. All right, here we go. And it opens up a file dialog, and it calls it my file name, and it adds .zip to it, and the default looks like the download directory. So we'll save it, and it saved it. So what we're going to do here is let's copy this password into our clipboard memory, right? Let's go up here to the downloads, and there it is. That says my file name zip right there. This is the actual file contents. I'm going to double click it. It requires the password. There's the password. Let's look at it. It's the same password. There it is. And there's the seed phrase. You're asking, okay, I am interested in using this file. Where can I get it? I uploaded the HTML file. It's all self-contained. Everything is in that file. I uploaded it to FileGarden, and I will show you the URL, the link. I'm going to try to put this link in the YouTube video description. So notice that it is FileGarden. There's the name of the file itself, and this is the part that's going to be that makes it unique. So FileGarden, this key, and there's the name of the file.